This is a quite exciting moment. We've seen, interesting new companies with strong AI themes getting listed. So I think it is a new era, and AI will get a lot of attention in the market.
It's very interesting if we look specifically at robotics. Over half of the money that Unitree hopes to raise with its Shanghai listing is earmarked for research and development. So do you think potential investors are buying into the potential rather than the bottom line of these companies?
The sort of feedback I got from investors, both domestic and international investors in the past few years, a lot of interest in this area. And I've seen global investors coming to China. In the past, they would go to Beijing and Shanghai. Nowadays, they would want to go to places like Hangzhou and Shenzhen, where this kind of robotic or AI-related companies are based. So I think there's a very strong interest, and these companies are also global leaders.
UB Tech listed in Hong Kong in 2023. That was the first humanoid robot company to go public, as far as I understand. But Unitree's talking about embodied AI. That sounds like next level stuff. Just talk us through that.
This concept essentially is combining robotics and AI, that you can make basically robotics that trained on the, not just in the factory. You see these robotic dogs that run on all kinds of surfaces and collect data in this process, and utilize models to algorithms to optimize the way that these robotics should move. It is a very different, another stage of robotics.
You mentioned DeepSeek, and we have just heard that this Chinese large language model is going to start charging sharply more, which I suppose is pretty similar to what a lot of the US large language models are doing. That's an alternative way to raise money, I guess. What do you make of that decision by DeepSeek?
It's true that the original pricing was probably too low for them to make the business model viable in the longer term, right? So, and in terms of performance, the performance is already very good. So they have this pricing power that they can lift price and make their business model more sustainable. And we'll find out. But I think this is probably a good idea for a lot of these other players in the market, not just the American players, but also Chinese players in the market. Because if you put the price too low, essentially you just squeeze everybody out and nobody can make money, and this is not good for the development of this industry. We do have this concept of anti-involution that is very much promoted by the government, and low price is not always a good thing.